Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you a little bit of Yahaha again. I'm working on my next space and I'm not going to show you too much, so you have still the option to explore. What I'm going to show you today is how to connect indoor and outdoor spaces. So as you can see, I've built a lovely little village with absolutely nothing weird going on again. And right now I'm preparing the option for the player to explore this village, at least partially. What I'm doing right now is I'm setting up a few extra blocks. I'm sorry for the black box in the corner. I didn't notice, I didn't realize while recording that my turned off camera was still in the recording. Yeah, I'm going to use very simple assets, as you can see, to build an indoor space that I will then connect to the outdoor of this space. So basically you can walk through a portal and get teleported in the into the inside of this house. So what I'm building today, what I'm building right now, is the inside. I'm looking for a few planters, so this is basically a little bit like an alchemist's cottage or something. Yeah, making the intro as one object before I fill this with a few things. So, main content of this video will be actually placing the objects, so you can also see the creation of this indoor space and basically see the little secret that I will hide for the players. Yeah, first I have to test that actually the size of everything is good enough, so that it doesn't that it isn't too small, that it isn't too weird. Because I want to have the whole thing scaled to the player, and this looks about fair enough. So we're going into the interior design and decoration. I found the black house asset studio, which also has assets interior in Yahaha. And I really enjoy these assets. As you can see, I'm also working with a lot of low poly assets. That's due to the size of the space that I'm working on. Since this is going to be rather large, I decided to again go with low poly assets, simply because it is, yeah. I don't want. I want people to have to enjoy this, and if it lags or if it isn't playable, then I will have achieved nothing. So, yeah. What we're also going to do is I looked for the cauldron, but then I remembered that I actually have a model for a cauldron that I want to use in this. And while it is not animated yet, so it doesn't have any rigging, it doesn't have any bones. This is something to come down the line, and if we can import figures next someday, not next day, someday, I will definitely make these cute little tentacles wiggle around in there. Yeah, going to make sure that this is not too obvious, so I'm going to hide this a little bit. I mean, you know it, I know it, but everyone who doesn't watch the video will not know it immediately. Also, as you can see, I'm not showing any jump scares that I might or might not, who knows, build into this place. So, yeah, you can still have a lot of fun and fright exploring all of this, even though you know how I made the insides of this house. Yeah, a little bit of rearranging. I mean, this is another kind of flower arrangement, I guess. Yeah, and we're going to decorate the inside of this house a bit more. Should have a working space. There's not. I could have look after alchemist content, but this is close enough actually to what I wanted as a feeling for this. And we're looking for a fireplace. I want to play a bit around with the new with the options of having having sounds in this. So I'm looking for a nice fireplace sound. And yeah, I also found a very cool looking fireplace, which I immediately wanted to put into my scene. So here it is. Yeah, this one is a bit too small, so I'm going for the first one, which also brings with it its own lighting, which is amazing. So we're going to put the audio in there as well, so we have to actually have the fireplace crackle. Adding a few more small details so it looks even a bit used. But yeah. That's basically about it. So now, I've set up a teleporter outside, which isn't connected yet. So right now, I'm using empty objects and trigger boxes to connect the spaces. And I will obviously show this in the end. So I have a trigger box with a specific name inside and outside, which are connected via portals. We can test this out really quickly. But yeah, and I'm using these visual aids to give the player, so even if a player doesn't read any of the story or any of the dialogues, you will still see the glowing effect, and it is portally enough to actually make sure that it looks that it is appealing to the player. Yeah. Last thing I do is I will put a roof on top of this. Yeah, I found these Cinti Studio roofs which work quite well. I mean, they are not blue on the inside, which I had hoped, but they work well enough so that I can, with a bit of trickery and building, can set up this roof on top of this, so that if you walk inside of the space, you actually have a roof above, so it resembles the whole thing. What I forgot in this video, what I definitely will add, are windows. So this whole theme obviously has no windows, so I will add a few. They're not opaque windows to see through, they're more like a window asset, but it works well enough. And actually you can see that I'm sometimes a bit of an over-perfectionist, like I actually have to match all the sides of the roof together, even though you actually just seeing from the inside, you won't see this space from the outside. So this is just really my personal PTSD, or my personal thing triggering here when I say I have to, this has to match, this has to yeah, this has to be in place. Okay, and there we have it. Actually, we're gonna put in another light source, but that's about the whole thing, and I can show you how this looks in just a second, just giving the light a bit better touch. Yeah, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's see how this looks. We're just actually hiding it under the actual house, so that it's not visible from the outside. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can enjoy the space and check it out later in when it releases. And that's it for today.